Add and subtract fractions with like and unlike denominators. So please set your notes up, put the goal at the top, put a section for questions, and a section for conclusion at the bottom. So we're going to start by drawing a picture of a whole, splitting it into 4 equal parts, drawing another picture, splitting it into 4 equal parts. I'm going to shade in one section of one picture, 2 sections of the other. And just recognize that these are the same size. They're like denominators, which means that they are the same size. And then we'll draw another picture, very similar, circle, split it into 4 parts. Shade in 1/4 of the first one, 1/3 of the second whole, and recognize that those are unlike denominators. They're different sizes. It's a different amount that's shaded in. So for our first example, we're going to find the least common multiple of sets of numbers. So the first one is going to be the least common multiple of 8 and 12. The smallest number that both 8 and 12 go into evenly is 24. So the denominators for any fractions with denominators of 8 and 12 would be converted to 24th. That would be the size. The fraction would be 24ths. Example 1b is 4 and 5. And the reason that we're finding the least common multiple is if we had a fourth and a fifth and we were trying to add those together, we need to find a common size. Be like if this was a fourth and this was a fifth, what size could we cut these into so that we could add them together? Because right now we can't add this one to this one because they're different sizes. So it turns out the least common multiple of 4 and 5 is 20. So we would cut each of the wholes into 20. The 20 would be the fraction size. Okay, example 2, we're going to add the fractions 1/10 to 7/10. These are the same size pieces. They're cut into 10. So if we had 1 of 10 shaded and 7 of 10 shaded, we can simply combine those to 8 out of 10 shaded. And that would simplify to 4/5. So that's an example of like denominators. Example 3, we're going to add 3/8 plus 11/16. So we have to find the least common multiple of 8 and 16, the smallest number that both 8 and 16 go into. The smallest number that both 8 and 16 go into is 16. So that means we're going to change this to 16ths, already done, and 3/8 to 16ths. 8 times 2 is 16, and 16 times 1 is 16. So to change 3/8 to 16ths, we do 8 times 2 and 3 times 2 so that it's an equivalent fraction. 16 or 6/16. So we change the symbols, but we don't change the value. 6/16 plus 11/16 is equal to 17/16. That simplifies to 1 and 1/16. If you still want some help on this part right here, then go back to the previous lesson. Example 4, we're going to subtract fractions with unlike denominators. This was the process of unlike denominators. So we're going to subtract 1/4 from 2/3. So we want to find the smallest number that 3 goes into evenly and 4 goes into evenly. The least common multiple of 3 and 4. Least common multiple of 3 and 4 is 12. So the thirds need to change to 12s, and the fourths need to change to 12. Since 3 times 4 is 12, we're going to multiply 2 times 4, and that's 8. So 2/3 is the same as 8/12. Now we're going to change 1/4 to 12ths. 4 times 3 is 12, so we multiply 1 times 3. So 1/4 is equal to 3/12. These are equivalent problems. They'll have the same exact answer. 2/3 minus 1/4 is the same as 8/12 minus 3/12. So the answer is 5/12.